Very good morning, children. In yesterday's lesson, you learned the Priestley's experiment, and what he hypothesized means the candle which is continuing to glow and the rat which is surviving. It is happening because of the plant whichever is kept in the bell jar used in the bell jar experiment. What you can understand with that, the plants are restoring the gases which are released by the candle when it is glowing and the rat when it is breathing or when it is respiring. Means there is a relation between the plants and the other organisms and the gases which are needed for burning things and for the survival. Okay, so what we can learn with that Priestley's experiment means the plants are playing a crucial role in the survival of all the living organisms. In what way means, you know that in the process of photosynthesis they are going to release the carbon, they are going to release the oxygen, and that oxygen is needed for things to burn. So all the things are burning. Okay, for burning things oxygen is needed and for respiration. Okay, so all living organisms are respiring. So in the process of respiration, whatever oxygen we are breathing in is necessary for releasing of energy. Is it clear to you? So that's why here plants are very important for the survival of the other living organisms on the planet Earth. Is it clear to children? Then you know that the gaseous exchange in plants is going to happen through the stomata. So we have studied the structure of stomata. So stomata are minute openings which are present in the dermal tissue of the plants. Is it not, children? So they are of dermal tissue, and here they have bean shaped guard cells. So where the stomata are present largely in leaves. In leaves, green parts of the plants, the stomata are present. So what are they? So these structures are guard cells, and this structure, whatever you are observing, is said to be stomata. Okay, so they are present in the leaves where the exchange of gases is going to happen. Okay, so you are going to learn the structure of a leaf in this lesson. So you can learn how the stomata are arranged and in what way they are going to help in the exchange of gases. So here the exchange of gases is happening. Exchange of gases is happening in plants through stomata. So where are they present? On leaves. Is it clear to you? So stomata are present, small pores or small openings which are present largely large in number in leaves. Okay. Then there are some exemptions. The other parts of the plants are also taking part in respiration. Is it not? You learned about this in 9th class also. Okay. Basically, the exchange of gases is going to happen through the stomata. And suppose if we see the mangrove plants, mangrove plants. So in that gaseous exchange is going to happen through knees or pneumatophores. Knees are pneumatophores. So mangrove plants, where do we observe them? We observe them in coastal regions. Is it clear to you? So the plants are most of the time they are going to live in wet soils, wet conditions, so that here along with the stomata they have on the roots openings called knees or pneumatophores with which the plants are going to respire. So here, what do that is one adaptation which we are going to observe in the mangrove plants. So nematophores we call them as. Is it clear to children? Aerial respiration is going to happen. Aerial respiration through roots. The process of exchange of gases is going to happen in mangrove plants. Mostly through stomata, the exchange of gases is going to happen. In some exemptions, in some plants or in some environmental conditions where the plants are living, so in water or other conditions. So here mangrove plants are growing in marshy soils or wet soils. The aerial respiration is going to happen through knees or nematophores. Then orchid plants. Orchid plants. In orchid plants, the respiration, the exchange of gases is happening through the tissues, loosely packed tissues which are present in the internal structure of the this orchid plants. The tissue respiration is going to happen. Is it clear to children? So tissues are playing a role in exchange of gases. Coming to the next point here, in some of the plants, so the stems contain, on the stems, minute pores we can observe. What do we call them? Means lenticels or lenticels. With the help of lenticels in some plants, the lenticels, where do we observe them? Means on the stems. So on the stems we are observing minute pores which we call them as lenticels. Is it clear to you? Where they are helping in exchange of gases. Is it clear to you? So you know that now. To prepare the food by the process called photosynthesis in plants, gaseous exchange is very much needed. Is it not, children? So in the process of photosynthesis, the plants are going to receive, or the plants are going to absorb carbon dioxide from the air. You know that one of the factors needed for the preparation of starch is said to be carbon dioxide. So from where that carbon dioxide is going to be entering? Means from the air. Okay, and how it is going to enter into the plant? Means through the different parts which are present in the plants and which are taking part in the respiration. Is it clear to you? So now, so exchange of gases is taking place through stomata. Then in mangrove plants, knees or nematophores are helping. Aerial respiration we call. And orchid plants, they are flowering plants, children. Some variety of flowering plants. Tissues, loosely arranged tissues are helping in exchanging gases. And in some of the plants, the stems, on the stems we observe the minute pores which we call them as lenticels, through which the exchange of gases is going to happen. Is it clear to you? Now what you have to understand with that means, whatever it may be, the process of photosynthesis and respiration, there is a relation, children. Okay, what relation is there? In the process of photosynthesis, oxygen is released. Which gas is taken? Carbon dioxide is taken. Carbon dioxide is taken in and oxygen is released into the atmosphere. So that is a photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Whereas in respiration, what is happening? Carbon dioxide is going to be released into the atmosphere and oxygen is used by the plant in respiration. So for releasing energy, means energy gaining process, means energy preparing process is said to be photosynthesis, and energy releasing process is respiration. You got the point, children, here? So there is a continuous exchange of gases happening in very, very important life processes. What are those two life processes happening in plants? One is said to be photosynthesis and other one is respiration. Is it clear to children? So in that way, the amount of carbon dioxide, how much it is entering into the plant and through the different structures, it is going to play a crucial role in the process of photosynthesis. Is it clear to you? Means required amount of carbon dioxide has to enter into the plant. So how means it depends upon the conditions and availability of gases. Now we learned the different structures which are helping in the process of exchange of gases in plants under air and photosynthesis. So now it is our turn to learn about the necessity of carbon dioxide to the process of photosynthesis. So how you can prove that carbon dioxide is needed for photosynthesis? Shall we learn, children? Activity. So now under air and photosynthesis, air and photosynthesis, under this subheading we have to prove that which component of air means that is needed for photosynthesis means that is carbon dioxide. Is it clear to you? So now we have to learn that carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. So carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis means we have to conduct an activity, we have to know the result, is it not, children? So that we are going to learn now in this topic. Now CO2 is essential. CO2 is essential for photosynthesis. CO2 is essential for photosynthesis. So here essential, necessary also we can take. Carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. So now we are learning the factors which are influencing the photosynthesis process of photosynthesis. So in yesterday's class, water and photosynthesis. So water is very important for improving the body mass, like that we learnt. And now we are going to learn under air carbon dioxide, how it is important for photosynthesis. So now we are going to learn an activity where it is going to prove the carbon dioxide importance of for photosynthesis. Is it clear to you? So now how we will write for this means we have to follow the steps: aim, materials, then procedure, then observation, inference, so precautions, so all these are going to be asked, children, in your exam. So now all the steps you have to remember: aim, materials, procedure, observation, inference and precautions. Is it clear to you? So now what is your aim? So aim is said to be this one. Carbon dioxide is essential for photosynthesis. Your aim is to prove that carbon dioxide is essential for photosynthesis. So what are the different materials required for that? So we want a de-starched plant. De-starched plant. Next, so this I will draw. De-starched plant. Split cork. Bottle, then KOH solution, Vaseline or grease. So these are the materials we are in need. De-starched plant, split cork, bottle with split cork also we can take, and KOH solution, Vaseline, and one more thing is needed. So how can we prove the process of photosynthesis means to test the starch has formed, that for that we need iodine solution. Is it not? Any test regarding photosynthesis we can confirm using this iodine solution. So these are the materials we are in need. Is it clear to children? So now what procedure we have to follow? That one we learn. Now here I mentioned destarched plant. What is the need of using destarched plant? So how we can do the destarch in a plant? So destarched plant, how it will be done means we have to take a potted plant, flower pots will be there, no children, in your house. So any one of the plants which is grown in a pot can be taken, and it has to be kept in a dark where sunlight is not available. In a room we have to keep it for 3 to 4 days, or weekdays also we can keep. Is it clear to you? So that what will happen, already whatever that starch prepared when the plant was in sunlight, starch whatever it is prepared, it will be used up for the survival of that plant when we keep that plant in the dark. It is not going to die, but it will survive. How? Means that stored energy is utilized by the plant, so that the plant will not have any starch component, or starch will not be present in the plant. It is exhausted, or it is used up for the survival of the plant. I hope you understood. Is it clear to you? So destarched plant, how it will be done? We have to take a potted plant and we have to keep it in a dark room where sunlight is not available. So that what will happen means whatever that starch whichever is there in the plant, so you know that starch is insoluble in water, so it is stored in different parts of the plant, and from that only the plant is getting energy in the respiration. So to avoid that, to destarch it, or to make plant exhausted with starch, we have to keep the plant in dark. Is it clear to you? So now we are going to take a potted plant which is destarched. I hope you understood what is the meaning of destarch. So we have to select the narrow leaves, plant with narrow leaves. So can you guess which plant will have narrow leaves? So many plants which you come across. So the shape of the leaves is not same in all plants. Is it not, children? Some are narrow leaves, some are broad. Like that we have learnt in 9th class. Is it not, children? So we are going to select a plant with narrow leaves. Is it clear to you? Then what we have to do? We are going to destarch it, and on the day of experiment, whenever we are going to, suppose if we want to conduct experiment today, 5 to 6 days back we have to keep this plant in dark. Then on the day of experiment, what we have to do means the leaf whichever is very much close to the ground, we have to select, and in a wide mouthed glass bottle. Okay. In that we are going to use KOH solution. KOH means potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide. So potassium hydroxide crystals we can use, or potassium hydroxide solution also we can use. Pellets means crystals. Okay. Potassium hydroxide 5 to 10 ml or 5 to 10 grams of potassium hydroxide pellets or solution we are going to take in a wide mouthed bottle. Okay. So what we have to do, this wide mouthed bottle whatever we have we are using with potassium hydroxide solution, so we are going to insert the leaf in the bottle through the split cork. Already we have mentioned, now children, split cork means what? So corks will be, cork means lid like. So split cork means, you know, Jinda Telespat bottle you have seen, no, where it is covered with a lid. So that is cork material. Okay. So here this split cork means like the cork will have a split like this, means opening. Is it clear to you? So through this split we are going to insert the leaf. Is it clear to you? Into the bottle. So now KOH solution or crystals are there like that. So it can't stay like this, no children. So we have to give some support here, support so that it can stay firmly. And this is the setup. What we have to do? Take a destarched plant. Is it clear to you? With narrow leaves. And in a wide mouthed bottle, we are taking potassium hydroxide solution or pellets, and we are going to insert through the split cork half of the leaf inside the bottle and half of the leaf outside the bottle. So now we have arranged the setup. So now this setup, where we have to keep now, you know that the process of photosynthesis, where it will happen? It happens in the sunlight. Is it not, children? So now we have to keep the plant in sunlight. So we have to keep the plant in the sunlight. So the plant is going to get the solar energy. Is it not? The plant is going to get solar energy. Is it clear to you? So now we'll write here pots, potted plant with narrow leaves, this is a wide mouthed bottle, KOH solution or crystals, and this one is a split cork. Split cork. Is it clear to children? And this is stand. So now we are going to keep this setup in the sunlight for 5 to 6 hours. After the duration, after that time period is over, what we have to do means gently we have to remove the bottle from the setup and we have to pluck out the leaf. We have to pluck out the leaf. Is it clear to children? So we have arranged the setup in sunlight, and we kept the plant, destarched plant, and which is arranged like this in sunlight for 4 to 5 hours. And after the time period is over, we have to remove the bottle and we have to carefully take out the leaf from the split cork, and we have to remove it from the plant, pluck out the leaf from the plant. Is it clear to children? Then what we have to do? Our aim is to prove that carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. Is it not, children? So how can we prove, and what is the importance of using here potassium hydroxide solution? So let us learn by conducting this test for iodine. So now test for starch. So we are going to transfer the leaf to the petri dish, and we are going to add iodine solution. Is it clear to you? So we are going to, with the help of dropper, we are going to pour iodine solution on this. So which side will turn blue black color will make us to learn that the process of photosynthesis has happened. So now before we go for that, what is the use of potassium hydroxide? Means this potassium hydroxide, whatever we have used in the wide mouthed bottle, is going to absorb the carbon dioxide. Is it clear to you? So this half of the leaf, whichever is kept, it is in the process of respiration, even if because the leaf is intact with the plant. So the carbon dioxide, whichever is released in the process of respiration, is absorbed by the KOH solution. I hope you understood. So here this part is not provided with the carbon dioxide, and the other portion, half portion, whichever is kept outside the bottle, it is getting water through the roots, and carbon dioxide through stomata of leaves and sunlight. So all three important factors or three conditions which are necessary for photosynthesis are provided to the part of the leaf whichever is kept above outside the bottle. I hope you understood. Okay, so here the leaf portion whichever is kept inside the bottle, the carbon dioxide whichever is released is absorbed by the KOH solution. Okay, so that the leaf is having water also, sunlight also, but carbon dioxide is not there, not provided. Is it clear to children? So like that here we can easily learn the importance of carbon dioxide for the process of photosynthesis. So now if we put if we boil the leaf and if we put iodine solution on it, iodine solution on it, so easily you can tell which part, children, will turn to blue black color means the leaf portion whichever is kept outside the bottle will change to blue black color. Blue black color. And the portion whichever has not provided or not kept outside or whichever is kept inside the bottle, no change in color. Is it clear to you? So what you can understand with that, even if the plant is provided with water and sunlight, but the leaf whichever is kept inside the bottle is not available with carbon dioxide because we are using KOH solution, so that carbon dioxide is not there. So the leaf portion whichever is kept inside the bottle will not have any change, and the leaf portion whichever is kept outside the bottle is changed to blue black color. So the blue black color indicates the starch is prepared. So in which process starch is prepared means that is in the process of photosynthesis. Is it clear to children? So in this way you are learning that how much this carbon dioxide is important for the process of photosynthesis. Is it clear to children? Now with this activity, in this activity, why did we keep plant in dark, children? Can you guess? Yes, you are right. What is your answer for what I am going to ask? Why did question? Why did we keep the plant in dark? So you are thinking why we have kept the plant in dark? That is to destarch the plant, to exhaust the starch whichever is present already in the plant. Then why we are keeping again that plant in the sunlight? Why do we keep the plant in sunlight when we are conducting this activity? You know that also because for the process of photosynthesis sunlight is needed. Is it not, children? So that's why we are going to first destarch the plant, because we have to conduct ultimately test for starch only. Starch is prepared in the process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis happens in sunlight only. Is it clear to children? So that is the reason we are going to do those two steps. First we are keeping the plant in dark. Then we are going to keep the plant in sunlight. Is it clear to you? Then here why do we use potassium hydroxide means, you know that we are using that potassium hydroxide to make or to stop the availability of carbon dioxide, because potassium hydroxide is going to absorb the carbon dioxide. Is it clear to children? Then here we have to follow some precautions also, very important precautions. You will be asked a question. The diagram will be given, and what do you imagine this diagram, or what is the aim for this diagram given, or write the procedure for that, or what is the result, why do we use potassium hydroxide, what are the precautions, like that you will be given question for 1 mark or 2 marks. So now what precautions we have to take? First one is we have to destarch the plant, then leaf, when we are arranging in the bottle, we have to see that half of the leaf is said to be outside the bottle, and half of the leaf must be inside the bottle. We have to see it. So when we are inserting the leaf, in the bottle, so when we are inserting the leaf in the bottle through split cork, we are not supposed to see like this. So outside leaf too much lengthy, this side it is less. We are not supposed to do like that. And apart from that, what we have to do, what we are not supposed to do, so this side more and this side less also we are not supposed to keep. So we have to insert the leaf, half portion of the leaf must be outside and half portion of the leaf must be inside. So like this. So through this split cork, when we are inserting leaf, half portion is outside and half portion is inside. Like that we have to see. Then coming to the next point, KOH solution should never touch the leaf. Do not touch the leaf KOH solution. So we have to see that the leaf should never touch the KOH solution. Why? Because sometimes it may destroy or damage the tissues of the leaves. Is it clear to children? Then split cork, after inserting the leaf, apply Vaseline or grease. Is it clear to you? Why we have to apply Vaseline to the split cork? So if we apply Vaseline to the split cork after inserting the leaf in the bottle, half outside and half inside, then we are making sure that there is no wastage of gases. Okay, again the carbon dioxide whichever is present outside, it should never enter into the bottle. Okay, so here Vaseline if we are applying, as it is jelly, it will not allow carbon dioxide to enter. I hope you understood, children. So in that way we can prove that carbon dioxide is very much essential for the process of photosynthesis. Is it clear to you? So precautions you remember, very important, children. And this experiment, who conducted this experiment means Moehls. Moehls is a scientist. He proved the importance of carbon dioxide to the process of photosynthesis. That's why this experiment is also called as a Moehls off-leaf experiment. This experiment is also called as a Moehls off-leaf experiment. Don't forget, children. So Moehls is a scientist who proved the importance of carbon dioxide for the process of photosynthesis. Is it clear to you? So aim, materials, procedure, then observation, result, then precautions along with diagram, all are important for your examination, for getting knowledge regarding the importance of carbon dioxide for the process of photosynthesis.